The shooting was caught on camera. DHS says Good was blocking the road, and when federal officers approached the SUV, Good started to drive off, and the agent near the front shot into the vehicle. KCTV5's Jordan Frimstad live tonight. Jordan, you spoke with the experts. What are they telling you about the use of force?
Well, Zach, the chair of the Criminal Justice Department here at UMKC says a lot of this will depend on the context that led up to that shooting before a firearm was even discharged. That will be crucial for investigators as they work through this process. And also we spoke to a Kansas City attorney who says the videos that he's seen so far speak for themselves.
What a tragedy.
The eyes of the country focus on Minneapolis.
It's very shocking.
On Wednesday, an ICE agent shot and killed 37-year-old Renee Good in a Minneapolis neighborhood, leading to questions about the use of force.
I don't think the officer was justified in using lethal force.
John Paserno is a KC attorney with 32 years of criminal defense experience.
The driver committed two separate misdemeanor offenses. That doesn't mean that you deserve to be executed either.
The Department of Homeland Security says the ICE officer acted in self-defense.
Our officer followed his training.
The Department of Justice says in its Justice Manual that firearms should not be used to simply disable a moving vehicle. John says there's one detail in the video he wants people to notice.
It backs up, first of all. So typically you wouldn't associate backing up with an aggressive maneuver to run into some officers who are in front of her.
I sort of look at these videos from a different lens.
Seth Fallick specializes in officer decision-making and serves as the chair of criminal justice at UMKC.
The law doesn't require that the officer be struck.
He says officers have discretion during these situations, and the moments that led up to the shooting will be crucial in the investigation.
Be cautious in interpreting snippets, right? Not really capturing the totality of the events.
He says investigators will have one main question to answer.
Well, are there opportunities for de-escalation that were sort of passed up?
Now, the experts we spoke to say because this case is gaining such national attention that federal investigators will be taking over this case. They expect a report to be released in the next few weeks, and they said that's when we'll learn a lot more of the context behind this specific scenario. We're live in Kansas City. Jordan Frimstad, KCTV 5 News.
Jordan, thank you. For more coverage, including from lawmakers demanding answers, head to kctv5.com.